Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus giving you another live gameplay, guys. I'm going to be rolling with basically Carolinas as my primary playbook, but I'm also going to be jumping into the Cowboys. Is this a formation request from one of my subscribers? Guys, I want to go ahead and give a big shout out to a lot of my positive subscribers. We've got Huff92 right here. Very helpful with the red zone plays and also beating the nickel 335 wide, and also Champagne YT, literally watching while playing someone using the Mike Blitz play. He quit because I was bombing him. This is actually a video that I posted with some topics. And there's a negative post. Raymond25, y'all trash with this glitched out blitz. You'd be doing all video games. So guys, I know the 335 is just a kind of annoying defensive play. It's a meta defense. You're going to be seeing me using this, the 335 wide. I've tried to avoid it, but it's got some pretty good ways to make your defense. I don't audible down into 335 wide, but I'm playing around with a defense that some people can carve up and some can't. So I'm going against, I'm using the Raiders. I decided to switch things up a little bit with my defense and with my offense. I'm looking for a team that's a non-meta team, but I think that has the players for me to be effective with it. The only thing I don't really care for the Raiders is that their defense is subpar. It's not really the best. They don't really get a good push off the line. They don't get a lot of block sheds. I don't have elite pass rusher, but you know, for the most part, it's got some pretty good players. I think that's the only weakness with the Raiders team. The offense is great. They got a phenomenal offensive line. You've got a running back that falls forward with yards. You've got elite speed with Regs. You've got an outstanding tight end, and the quarterback is very serviceable in David Carr. So right here, I actually stopped my opponent. I'm running 335 wide is my main primary defense, and I'm jumping into a double A gap. I'm using a new offensive scheme here. This is a Cowboy scheme. One of my subscribers put a request in to actually go ahead and develop a Singleback scheme, and this is a glitch claim. I want to watch the slot receiver. Look where he stops at. He stops in between the tight ends right there, and that actually will open up things for me. So this is a full scheme that I posted on my Patreon. My patrons have already received it, and this is literally the first game I played online with this after I've lapped it and just kind of figured out the schemes. Now I do want to just share with you is that the way this scheme is built out, I do have a hot route master option with the tight end because it's an elite tight end. But this is just it's a scheme that I'm building off of my other single back wing scheme, so I can jump into two different plays. It gives me basically a bunch of different plays to actually attack my opponent with. So I got a streak on the left hand side. He had nobody over the top, so I just pop him and I get a beautiful pass on a one-handed grab by my wide receiver to hit him over the top because he presses his guys. So recently I saw some banter going back and forth in a Facebook channel or Facebook page about how to beat press coverage. One of the best things to do is just see if you can get a lob streak against someone, and they'll actually back off to defensive backs. Look at this. He's not pressing his guys anymore. He's got an inside slot receiver that's pressing, but his outside guy is off the back. Here's the one thing I noticed about playing about Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, I struggle to win games with the Pittsburgh roster, but they've got a really stout defensive line. They get a lot of block shedding. This guy was playing basically a bare front, so he probably used this to shut down the run, and as a result, he knew what he was doing. I actually looked at his record, and he's played probably about 150 games with Pittsburgh, so this guy obviously knows how to work the roster. So right here, 3rd and 12 type of situation, I dropped it down. This is probably what I should have done with the previous play because he locked up the other play, which was basically a spacing play. And I settled for 3 points. I figured, okay, he's got a minute and 40 seconds left. Settle for 3 points. Worst case scenario, he goes up on me by 4 points, but I don't want to give him a chance. A lot of time. I want to stress him out, make him burn his timeouts. But this guy was a runner. My opponent was a run first person. He had a lot of dual tight end type sets that he's running. Right here, I basically lock him up, send the dogs after him. He actually gets rid of the ball. So he was smart. You know, this guy was not a rookie. He knew how to throw away the ball. So that's usually a standard of whether someone's a good player or not. Now he jumps into a split formation. I'm going with an aggressive blitz right here. He's going to have to block his running back, and he does. I'm going to go ahead and carry out to the running back right here. I go out to the running back. He actually an angle route. He gets me a little bit out of position. That was a good route combination for what he got away with. He actually got a really good animation after he caught the ball. They actually turned it up for a first down. So once again, going with basically outside purples in this type of situation to do a contain. He didn't really scramble too much outside of the pocket, but this is just kind of the fastest set. He's got a trips off to the left. He actually drops it down right there. My defender actually plays it. So right here, he actually motions this guy over. Now I got a spy out there. I want to actually just get another defender that floats over, but he actually he drops it back in the coverage. He takes a shot over the top. I peeled off him off the slant route, and in that type of situation, he threw right into my user, so I'm able to go ahead and get a touchdown. So right back at the single back set right here. This is a wing flex set. I've got a drag underneath. I'm looking for the corner out there, but my guy did not get a clean release. If he got a clean release, I probably would have completed it down to the 1 yard line, but that's okay. 40 seconds left. I still got all 3 timeouts. I'm in field goal range. Worst case scenarios, I actually completed. Look at this little dot on the sideline with Williams. I'm able to go ahead and get a completion and get it down to the 12 in that type of situation. Now I go with a outside run. His JJ Watt just comes around the edge completely, just sheds the block and gets the ball in the end zone right there. So right here, I've got basically a levels concept off to the right. I've got a streak and a slant underneath it. I'm looking to the levels, or actually looking off the levels, and I actually take off my quarterback, David Carr. I try to actually basically, drop down, but I actually dove. And right here, I actually dot him up with spacing. Spacing is a great play to use down in the end zone. So I'm up 10-0, and I'm getting the ball back in the second half. Once again, with this wing flex play, I'm going to try to run it to the outside. I usually come out of a dive play right away because I want to be able to have a run on the inside. I've got to stretch to the outside. Now I actually audible into a different play, which is essentially spacing's play. But my guys they're getting caught up on their pass routes. So you could see that was one of the reasons why I took off. These guys weren't running the routes correctly. And I don't know if it was the way he was running his defense, but these guys were not running the routes correctly. So right here, this has got a nice little a post route on the backside. Ruggs actually beats his man, and because he's got 98 speed, no one's going to catch him. So another underrated player that a lot of people just really don't talk about. He's got that blazing speed where you can actually get over the top of coverage. So he's Tyreek Hill speed. He doesn't have the catching ability of Tyreek Hill, but he's a blazing fast player. So if you get past the defender, they're not catching it. So right here, it is midway through the third quarter. He's down by 3 scores, and this guy's still running the ball. Goes with a simple mesh concept. He gets past my coverage. I didn't use any kind of hard flats out there. I'm just using standard stock curl flat plays. Just because I want them to react to any kind of run plays. Right here, I actually get caught making adjustments right before he snaps the ball, and as a result, I just let him give up an easy play because my defender doesn't come down and fill the gap. So, minute left in the third quarter. He goes right back to spacing again and actually catches the ball right there with his tight end. He no huddles. That was what he would do. He'd actually he would run one play, go back to the huddle, and then he'd come back to a no huddle. And I think he actually goes with a run play right here. So that if you were to watch a player like this and then play him again, you'll see his tendencies. If he knows huddles, he's going to run. He's going to run. If he actually goes ahead and sets up a pass play. So here's a weakness of this defense. Because I didn't have my cloud flats set for hard flats. Basically, he can hit a deep corner route. The guys just don't get out. Sometimes with that defense, you're going to have to go ahead and make some risky adjustments. So you'd actually have to put like a cloud flat out there or a flat zone with the defender. So this is what I'm trying to do right here. I actually put in a cover 2. He's able to fall forward. His offensive line is just manhandling my defensive line because I don't really have a great defense with this Raiders defense. This is one of the better plays that he actually does. He's got a little wheel route on the outside. It's just kind of a streak route with the running back. He's got a crosser underneath it, and it picks up blocks for him and makes a makeshift screen. So now he goes into basically an over G defense. Switches up his line and actually goes ahead, and I think he's playing his safety down here. He's playing his safety over the top, and he's actually shutting down my run. Once again, he's got a really good defensive line. 3rd and 5 situation. Everything's pretty much locked up. Once again, I don't get a clean release. He actually sacks me. I take the sack, but that's fine. I'm up basically you know, 2 scores with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. He's actually burnt a timeout. I'm just going to chew the clock. I got my 17 points quick early. There's no reason to actually force him. This guy's a run first type of player. So now I switch up my defense a little bit. I don't really have the correct defense set up. He actually pops me with the tight end, and I'm able to go ahead and get a shoelace tackle right there. He no huddles. I'm on the wrong defense. I'm going to take a timeout. No reason to preserve a timeout in that type of situation because I'm in the wrong defense. So right now I basically got my cloud flat set out there. He actually hits me with a fast read to the flat, but he doesn't really get any kind of yardage. 2nd and 6 situation, I've got cloud flats with my outside guys dropping at 25 yards depth. I'm playing a quarters defense because I want to try to stop his run, and I want to force him to pass the ball. And right here, I actually goes with just a little trap play, not a trap play, but just like a base play, and actually picks up a good 5 yards. So it was actually a fairly good play, but he doesn't have a lot of time. He needs to be moving the ball with his receivers. He goes with level concept. My linebacker's not able to come down and play that correctly. 1st and 10 situation, minute and 38 seconds left. Goes back to the same levels play. He actually pops me on the outside. Fortunately, I tackle him on the inside, so now the clock is working against him. He's got a minute and 8 seconds left right here. He motions this guy over in this type of situation, just running this base defense. Once again, same play levels. He actually throws over the middle of the field. They've got 3 defenders right there. He actually plops it out. Now I go with an aggressive man blitz. I've got to get to the slot receiver, number 13, off the left. I know I've got to get to him. I'm reading it correctly. I'm going to try to get out to him as quickly as possible. This is a 90 speed over linebacker, and actually I held just a split second. If I would have actually manned my guy up and actually go over there, I'd be able to stop it. But I knew deliberately that's where I had to go. So this game, 17-0, turns into a 14-17 game. He actually goes ahead and kicks the onside kick. I disagree with that type of situation. I think he probably would have been better off to actually go ahead and kick it deep, get him in a situation where I'd actually have to run the ball 3 times, and he'd still have a little clock that he might be able to get himself close enough to actually get a field goal. So I don't really condone the onside kick. Maybe the time, because there's 50 seconds left, it probably wouldn't work. Right here, I get a great play by JTibbs. He doesn't look like he got it, but he officially got that first down. Even though he burned a timeout, you can see I got a first down. So with that, I'm able to go ahead and capitalize and get a touchdown. So brand new scheme that I'm running against a fairly good opponent. This guy's not the best, but he's played 200 games, so it's not like it's his first game online. So once again, thank you guys for your support. I'll be rolling out more offensive defensive tips to take the game to the next level.